for a day. A little journey. We loaded up everything for an overnight camping trip. It was hilarious because it takes like, hours to pack, hours to unpack. And there's this trail I'm walking down right now that is actually, it's not too far. I don't know. Whatever. Maybe, I don't know, an eighth of a mile, if that. But when you're hiking in all your crap, you got your cooler and everything, and you have sciatica and back pain like I do, which only comes when I do lifting. Yeah, whatever, So, I'm out here cruising along this path this morning at about 6:30. I got up. Had a really interesting night. Had a little experience, and then kind of woke up early and took this jot up here. Actually, here's some of the scat I found. I was looking at it. It looks like it's got berries. I was thinking, could it be elk? But elk doesn't have poop like that. What is it? I guess I'll look it up. It looked like cat poop, but cats don't eat berries. So maybe it's a bear? Doubt it. It's possible. I have no idea. I thought cougar, bear, deer. So, right now I'm cruising back to the car because I have to charge my vape batteries because they died. So here we are. We're at the area. It's such a beautiful place out here. There's a peat bog kind of thing. I'm gonna go dig a little bit out of there. It's gonna be cool. Take it home for my plants. Now we're in the car. What I'm gonna do is put in the key and turn it on so I can charge my batteries. And just hope that the battery doesn't die in here. There we go. It looks like at least one of them's charging. The other one seems to be having problems, but it always does. So anyway, the point of this video, which I'm making here, was just a little bit of something I experienced last night during my trying to think and process things about my life. Was this morning I realized that I've always been an honest person. I try to be as honest as possible. One thing I've always prided myself on since I was a kid was not stealing from anybody that's a friend. These days it's not stealing from anybody at all. I want to be self-sufficient. I will never short somebody. But when I was younger, I used to steal from grocery stores, and I justified that by saying, oh, well, it's just a grocery store, they have insurance, until I understood that, we all pay the price, right? But anyhow, being a person who doesn't cheat others is something that I've always, tried to really uphold. And it wasn't until today, I guess, I realized that there's only one person that I really do cheat. And that's myself. In the sense that I know that there are certain things that I need to get done that would make me feel good about getting them done. And there are also things that I could try to do and accomplish in my life. Because, I'm usually broke. I don't make a lot of money. And I was thinking about expanding my resources to going and doing fall mushroom picking, maybe some chaga harvest in the winter, and, living in the area like this that I live in. It's an endless array of bounty. Of course, the one aspect about it is that I'm a responsible harvester, and I wouldn't go around just, basically strip mining in a sense, nature. If you're going to harvest things like, look at this cool web, it's a nice one. If you're going to go out and you're going to harvest, say, chaga, you're only supposed to take like half and leave the rest. And if you're going to go out and you're going to harvest moss off a tree even, because yes, people sell moss. Florists use it. Somebody's got to buy it. Somebody's got to sell it. And I guess it's always been a dream of mine. And that's what I mean by shorting myself, like cheating myself, by not allowing myself to live up to my full potential, which is only takes an hour for me to get out here. I could come out here and look for various different natural things. Like this is the very spot where I got my, I walked out here by myself one day and I asked nature to provide me with a new plant, you know, or some medicinal plant, and that's when the ghost plant popped up. I sat down by a tree at the end of the trail and there was the ghost flower. And then the next day I found another tree with the same ghost flower, same, you know, and the funny thing is since then I've never found any. It's not exactly a very common thing, only under certain trees, certain circumstances. So my point being is that while, you know, I feel that we really do communicate in a way, maybe not with nature, but with ourselves. Maybe we just understand a plant consciousness in a sense because, you know, things like ayahuasca, you know, the combination of the vine, the plants that create that, the MAOI, it's like with the millions of different plants in the jungle, it's just crazy that they found just those two, even over thousands of years of trial and error. But anyhow, I was thinking a lot about how we kind of set ourselves up, you know, by not accomplishing things in our right. I shouldn't say we, I should say me, because that's what I'm talking about, and I'm sure people can relate. I end up with stuff that I want to get done because it makes me feel good to accomplish things. So by not doing those, I can justify it by saying, well, I've got other things to do, you know, and that's what we all do. We justify it, you know. That's life. Ah, mosquitoes. I hear my kids calling me. I'm going to have to go retrieve them. Pick up some of this peat bog soil. I don't want to take too much, but it's some just awesome soil up here in this little spot. Beautiful cedar trees. I can't say enough about this place. It's just mystical. In case you're curious, I'm up by Mount Adams in the Panther Creek Wilderness. It's an experimental forest, they call it. It's up by the Wind River Highway, and it's really the closest spot that we have to our house for, you know, this kind of camping with solitude. But there are a couple closer spots, but there's just something about this place that's just, it just really hits home, you know. It just feels right. It feels natural. And the campsite I'm staying at is the very one where I had my first UFO sighting with my oldest son about a year and a half ago. Right here in this part of the sky. Look at that water. I mean, I know some of you live in places where you don't have water like this. Like one of my subs was saying the other day, he's like, try coming to Miami, this place sucks. And I totally agree with him. Miami just, I couldn't even imagine. I've never been to Miami. I've been to Florida though, and it's flat. And we just don't have mountain rivers and stuff like this. When I was driving through Tennessee and the tip of Georgia, and it was like just nothing down there. And a lot of the South, no offense, I mean, I know the South has a lot of beautiful places, but I have to have mountains. I just have to. It's because this is the way I grew up. I grew up with a reverence for this kind of beauty. Helps us to think clearly and understand what's really important. Looking up at the trees, and I was talking with my wife about how amazing it is that the fractal nature of the tree really extends into the leaves, looking like the actual shape of the plant. It's just beautiful. There's my dog and my boy. What's up, guys? I'm coming. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.